Hello boys, it's Mr. Wachner here. I'm going to take you through this drawing. It's the very first drawing we do in Inventor in Year 8. I'm going to create that rectangular prism and then finally create this page here. So how do we go about it? We begin with New and we click on SLC. Always click on SLC and Standard IPT and get that up and going. So now we've got that there. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to create a 2D sketch. And I want you to click on that face there. It doesn't really matter which face you click on. You could click on that face there, or that face there. It doesn't really matter at this stage. All to say that that is what we call a horizontal plane, which plane's another word for surface. You can have a guess. That would be a vertical plane, and there's another vertical plane there. So we'll click on one of these planes and away we go. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to draw ourselves a rectangle. Now according to that drawing there that you'll see on your task sheet, it tells you that it's 70 long, it's 40 high, and it's 20 wide. So let's go create that. So first of all, we're going to draw ourselves a rectangle. Now always start all your Inventor drawings from this center point. It'll come in really handy later on when the drawings get a little bit more complicated, and I'll explain more about it at that stage. So first of all, we click here. I'm going to draw this up like that. Now you'll see that little blue box up there. If I type 70 in there and then hit Tab on my keyboard, that other little box lights up, and I'm going to change that to 40. And then you press Enter, and there's your rectangle there. Now we've got the rectangle completed. We just click on Finish Sketch, and now we click on Extrude. Can you remember what the extrude measurement was? Well, it was 20 millimeters wide, so we're going to make that 20 millimeters wide and give that a tick. And there you go. And the box is all done. But if we go have a look at Task B on our task sheet, it said here to color code the surfaces contained in the same plane, which we just talked about, using the following muted tones. So muted tones is just saying I'm going to use a real wishy-washy color to start with, and we'll be using those wishy-washy color later on when we start doing some architectural drawing in term 3. But for the meantime, we're going to learn a little bit about this. So this RGB, well, that's just a code for a color. Okay, so it's an additive colours, red, green and blue. You add the 3 of those together, and oddly enough, you get white. Okay, so we add a green light, a blue light and a red light, and you get white, which is different to subtractive colour, where you add 3 different tints or pigments like that and you get black. But that's a conversation for another day. But let's just go back to our drawing here, and we're going to work on this. So how do we go and create this? Well, over here we've got this little box up here. See where it says adjust? I just want you to go over there. I want you to click on that face there and look what comes up. 191, 191, 191. Now we decided that this was going to be our front view. So if we go back to our task sheet, we'll see here it says front vertical plane 191, 191, 255. So let's go back in here and let's make that 191, 199. And let's change that to 255. Okay, and give that a tick. So there you have that sort of pale bluey purpley face. Now, while we're at it, when you think about it, if that's in your front vertical plane, then this back side here of the object is contained in that same vertical plane. So we need that to make that the same color. So what I can do is I can come up here and I can just see you've got a little eyedropper, click on that, and then just rotate the drawing around, go OK, OK, and tick on it, and give that a tick, and now I've made that blue as well. Okay, right, what about the other faces? So let's go back to our task sheet. Side vertical planes, 191, so the 255 is in the middle. So let's go back to our drawing here, and that would be, well, if that's the front plane, then I'd imagine that would be a side vertical plane, and that would be a side vertical plane. Basically 2 side views. So let's go in there and let's color code those up. So we click on that, and we want to make that 255 in the middle, and you end up with a green finish. And while you're at it, you can probably come around here, hold that shift button down and click on that, and that'll give you that green surface there. Okay, and we've got that done. So all we have to do now is do our top, and let's go find out what our top color code was. Horizontal plane, which would be the top, and the bottom. 255 goes first. So let's go back in here, and we'll do the same thing again. So again, it's just doing the same task over and over and over again, which is one of the ways Mum and Dad used to learn things when they were at school. 255, lovely. Rotate that around. Don't hold the shift button down yet. Go OK, now hold the shift button down and click, and then give it a tick, and then all of a sudden that is complete. Now, this is really important. You need a folder on your H drive, and you need to have it in a folder called Year 8 GDT, Term 1, and another folder perhaps in that called Inventor Drawings. And in there you're going to save this file. So it's going to be File, Save As, and you need to go save it in that place. You're not allowed to save it on your USB. You're not allowed to save it on your desktop, on your laptop. It must be saved in your H drive, because if you lose your USB, if you lose your laptop, then you'll lose all your work. Feel free to back it up and have a copy on a USB. Feel free to back it up and have a copy on your laptop. But your primary source of drawings must be kept on a H drive, and that applies right through Year 8, right through to Year 12. So don't forget. So give that a go, and then come back and watch the second video on how to create this drawing we have here.